Hello fellow hunters, Greg here, Widowmaker Production. Today is Sunday and I want to give you a little update on what I've been working on. Trying to get this gear mechanism worked out with the slide and everything, because I have to make a slide that everybody can use. The slide that I used was a ball bearing slide. They're pretty expensive to buy. I happen to have one from a tile board that I used. So I've been having to re-engineer everything here as far as the next steps in this process of this build for the Grieving Widow prop. So after a day and a half of trial and error, I think I finally have come up with something that'll work, something easy, cheap, something that everybody has access to and can manufacture themselves. So with that, let me show you what I've been working on. Okay, and here it is. And I'll go over all the measurements and everything here as we go. I'm going to tear it all apart for you and rebuild it, but basically what I got here is some 3/4 inch black pipe, black steel gas pipe. Picked this up at Home Depot today for $13 for a 10-foot piece. Okay, this is our slide. This is what the gear mechanism rolls on. Okay, so I haven't got it all hooked up, so it's kind of hard to roll right now, but you know, basically that's what it does, guys. Okay. So, with that said, you can kind of see the slide mechanism that I came up with. It is very crude. It does work. Probably gonna have to put some litho grease on the steel pipes to help it slide, but that's not a big deal. And no, my scissor will not be extended that far out. It's loose right now, guys. I don't have the back end of it hooked up yet. So today we're just going to be working on making this part of it, okay? You will need to have your scissor hinge made though and put together in order to make this part of it. I mean, I suppose you could do it without for testing reasons, and then you'd have to pull it apart and put the scissor on once you got it all together. But so anyways, again, with my scissor hinge, I'm using 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square stock, 1.5 inch bolts. There's a washer, another washer, a lock washer, and a nut. Okay. So the shaft is 3/8, okay, 3/8 threaded. So you will need a piece of threaded rod, 3/8 for that, and some bolts and lock washers and nuts. Not bolts, but nuts. So, alright, let me tear this thing apart and we'll start going through the measurements. Alright, one of the first things you're going to want to do in order to get your measurements for all these other parts here is, once you got this all done and in place, this was in the last part of the video, get your side one in. You're going to take your gear, you're going to set it up here in place. See how I got my center line? It's parallel to the cog. Okay, that's going to be our ending spot. What you're going to want to do, oh, no light. Sorry, the lights are on a timer. So what you're going to do is you need to measure from the side rail, from the side 2x8, to the center hole of your cog, or of your gear, okay? Now I've got 9 7/16, okay, at this end. Now I roll down here, and now this is our ending position because we turned 180 degrees, okay, and my measurement at this end is a little different, and I have 9 3/8, 1/16 of an inch, not that big a deal, but the measurement you need to remember, 9 7/16 is what I got, so that's what I'm using. Alright, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to be putting a rail system in here for our gear to slide on. Okay, it'll have a slide here, and then the gear mounts to that. So we need to fasten these pipes. This is 1-inch black pipe. I bought a 10-foot piece of it, cut it down to 40 inches is your measurement. Okay, 40 inches. You need 2 pieces. So with one of those pieces of plywood that you cut at 2 13/16, your inside dimension from inside to inside of box should be 18.5 inches. Okay, so I cut 2 pieces at 18.5 inches from that 2 13-inch pieces of 2 13/16 by 48 inches. Yeah, you remember those? You cut them a while ago. You should have 4 of those left over now. Or, no, I'm sorry. You should have 2 of those left over. Cut one of those up to make this, okay? This piece measures 18.5 inches long. 2 13/16. From one end, you're going to measure over 9 what did I say? 9 7/16. That was my measurement. Your measurement may vary, but whatever that measurement is, put a mark. Okay, that is your center line now. Okay, so from the center line, you're going to measure. We're going to do an 8-inch spread on your pieces of pipe. So you'll measure over 4 inches from the center line. 4 inches from the center line. Put a mark. Put a mark. Center it this way now. Put a mark. Center it. So the holes are right in the center, okay? And you're going to do 2 of these. One for this end, and one for this end, okay? So go ahead and make those. Hopefully you understand what I mean. Once you get those cut, put them in place. Make sure you put the 9 7/16 from the center line in the right spot, go in the right direction, or you'll throw the whole thing out of kilter. Won't be in line correctly. So I put this down here. It's hard to see. The lighting's pretty bad. It's late here tonight, dark. But put this down at the one end. You can slide your pipe into the hole. Oh, I never told you what size hole you gotta cut. 1 1/8 inches. That's what I cut these at. 1 1/8 inches is the hole size. Okay? So you slide your pipe into your holes. Now we gotta make a slide. The slide is what everything rides on. And what I did is I took that other piece of 2 13/16 by 48 inches that you have left over. I cut 2 pieces 10 1/4 inches long. Okay, 10 1/4 long. I found my center mark of 10 1/4, which is 5 1/8. Put a line, measured over 4 inches, measured over 4 inches. Found my center line this way, put my mark. Now this one I've recut after the fact, okay, so it's not going to be center for me anymore. But just do it that way, it's a lot easier for you. So this hole means nothing, it's a mistake. Yeah, I make mistakes. Make a lot of them. So then you'll drill these two. You need 2 pieces, 10 1/4 by 2 13/16. So you got your 2 pieces. Whoops, 2 pieces. Then I cut a 2x4 that is going to measure 10 1/2 inches long. It's 10 1/2. 10 1/2 inches long. I found the center mark for that, 5 1/4. Center mark this way. Drilled a hole. That hole is 7/16 of an inch. Then what I did, it doesn't look straight, but it is. I lined my lines up with these 2 boards and I fastened them together, hence creating a slide. Okay, this is what rides on these rails. It has to be 10 1/4 inches long. The overall length should be 12 inches by the time you're said and done. So now that you got that made, I'm sure there'll be lots of questions. Post them, I will answer them. Okay guys, as promised, the drawing for the 100 subscriber contest.
May I?
We got something like 51 comments on the prop, over 120 views, I think. So that's pretty good. That's more views than I actually have subscribers, so I'm pretty happy with that. And it's only been up for 3 days or so. So got everybody's name down in here, and I'm on SOP. So, alright guys, I'm going to do the subscriber contest here. So, everybody's name's in the bin.
I'll draw?
No, Ram, you're not in here. You didn't comment on the first vlog.
I'm doing
So,
no.
Here. Now my kids are fighting over to see who's going to get to pick the name. Alright, you hold the camera. You pick. Hey, you gotta get one. Pick one. Pick one. Look at the camera. Look at what you're recording. What's it say?
Is dum 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 dum. Boom, boom, boom.
Mender's Midway. Mender's Midway. So, Mender's Midway, I'll be sending you a thing saying that you won. Please send me your contact information and we'll get that mailed out to you. Everybody's mad because they didn't win. So, Mender's Midway. And Don says congratulations to Mender's Midway. Alright, so that's it for tonight, guys. See ya on the flip side.